tell you a story about me and you. Out on the water, surrounded by the blue. They scream that only I'll be saved. They toss off the line, but I just let it float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Float away, float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. Nothing's gonna stop me, feeling so right. Nothing's gonna stop me, hey, yeah. Nothing's gonna stop me, feeling so, feeling so, feeling so, feeling so, feeling so, feeling so, feeling so,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of the 2024 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club GT World Challenge, powered by Assetto Corsa. Welcome everyone, I'm your host Rahul Nasir from Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, bringing you the second exciting round of this GT3 series. So many drivers coming through out here today. A lot of drivers making their returns from the second round of this championship after the first round. A lot of drivers making their debut for 2024. I think you can see some returning names on that list and a brand new leaderboard that should give a lot more information and just a better touch to the streams. Well, we're here. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. It's live at Zandvoort. It's a night race as well. Let's go trackside. Let's watch these guys go at it. Practice with 8 minutes and 22 seconds away. The race starting at 5 p.m. Do not go anywhere. And we welcome you out here to another round. I cannot wait to get this race underway. So many returning faces, so many new faces as well. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club bringing you races every Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Checking out some of our returning drivers. Luca Andretta, our 2023 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim champion, in the pit lane. He's here. We have some returning drivers, returning faces. Brandon Pierce. We have Jaden Harrison making his 2024 debut. Klaus Clint in his Ferrari back, as well as the likes of Danny Nasir. But it's this man who I'm very excited to see how he's gonna fare with the best of the best in CMRSC. It's the OG, Justin Nasir, returning back after a bit of a hiatus from CMRSC. Has returned for the Dutch Grand Prix. How is he going to fare with the likes of Gabriel, Luca Andretta, Brandon Pierce? It's only a matter of moments till we find out. Of course, we have Fotis back in the session as well. Brandon Smith, Curtis Gregory, George Hall, Gabriel into the session. And with 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining until we get this one underway, I think it's fitting to introduce you guys to this brand new leaderboard we have on the left-hand side of your screen. This thing is going to show a lot of cool information. As you can already see right now, you're seeing where drivers are pitting, their out laps, fastest laps. And we're going to see deltas, intervals throughout the race as well. Last lap information, a lot of cool details. At the top of that, it is the session timer. Currently in practice right now, it is a bit buggy, but for qualifying and the race, we're going to be seeing that work perfectly. Do have to give a massive shout out though, if you are watching the stream, but the guys over at the BCRC Gaming community allowing us to use these amazing GT3 cars. Shout outs, thank you so much once again, man. These are some spectacular cars. Shout out to them. Go check them out and download these cars, get a part of the action. Some awesome stuff. We are just 5 minutes away from qualifying. 10 minutes of qualifying to see who's going to take pole position. However, we do have some breaking news. After the last race, Gabriel is receiving an end of grid penalty for his incident with Mike Van Dorn early on in that race. It wasn't caught on the stream, but it was caught through replays. He will be serving that penalty, and he's going to start at the back of the grid. What does that mean for the championship? I'm not too sure. Gabriel is the championship leader, but with the likes of Luca Andretta, Justin Nasir, it's going to be hard for him to climb up back through the order, I will say. And not to mention his second rival in the point standings. You have Brandon Pierce up there, is going to give him a hard time in that standings. A lot of action. We do have Jaden Harrison in the Mercedes. The Jamaican is back, returning after an eventful IMSA Assetto Corsa Sports Car Championship. He's returned here. We got some names like, I think we have the X-Play crew in here. I think Marlon Young has just pulled up into the session in his Jaguar. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Let's take a tour of this circuit, shall we? Let's find a great spot to do it at. With Justin this year, let's go on board with him on the front straight now, looking to turn 1, looking for that 100-meter marker. He's breaking down into second gear. This is the Cadillac he's operating, going around turn 1 here, going up the hill, very tight section, 4th gear down into 3rd gear. Does he keep 3rd gear through the first banking? No, takes down to 2nd gear, lets it run wide, up high in the bankings, exit out. This is a very twisty part of the circuit, very hilly section. Jaden Harrison, P2 in our timing sheets. 1:35.1 for him in this session, at least. Overall, it's Gabrielle who has the fastest time in the server. Down into 3rd gear for the double right-handers. And then down into 2nd. It gets way more tighter. Then you want to open the car out, let it run wide. 3rd gear. Justin taking a very tight entry around this section of the circuit. Fast exit out. 3rd final sector and a couple corners to go. Looking for the 100-meter marker, breaking down using that exit curb on the left, getting all the room to try to get the best turn-in opportunity. 2nd gear, rotate the car, straighten up that wheel. 2 corners to go. Last braking zone, 3rd gear. Use all that exit curb, a little bit on the gravel though. That is what the drivers are going to want to avoid. It's so easy to get it wrong. But around the final banking, on the front straight, 220 kilometers as he races to the line. That right there is a 1:35.360. Minute and 50 left to go. Drivers entering the fray now. A very, very stacked lineup here for the Dutch Grand Prix. Of course, I will say, it has been about 2 years since we've been here at Zandvoort. The last time we were here was for the first championship, the DTM Championship, back in 2022. That was a good race, I will say, but the stream back then looked a lot different, I will say. Very, very different. 45 seconds remaining. We have a parked car in the front stretch. It's Danny Nassiri takes that in the pits there. Who is going to take home the race win today? Make your predictions. And make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We are on course for 500 subscribers. It would mean so much if you hit those 2 buttons. And turn on post notifications if you'd like, so you can get up to date with everything Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club when we go live, when we upload videos. 10 seconds remain in free practice. With the checkered flag out. Ooh, Justin looks like he's pulled over to the side of the racetrack here. It's Luca Andretta, who's fastest in practice. As we watch the McLaren of Brandon Pierce on the final couple corners. Onto left front straight. I think we're just going to turn the audio up a bit more. Alright, that should do the trick. So, practice has come to an end. Let's head into the live chat room. Let's hear what the drivers have to say going into this round. All right, heads up, guys. Stream is now live in the Discord. All right, so practice coming to an end. There you see the standings. It's Gabriel fastest on top of the leaderboard. Actually, it looks like Luca Andretta snagged that from him. It's a 134.848 for him. So I think those leaderboards are. I think the leaderboard is just doing finish position.
Oh wait, no.
What?
No. I thought I read 33.5.
Nah.
I was about to say, holy.
There we see a 34.5 coming from Gabriel.
Yo, Rahul, am I starting from the back of the grid?
Correct.
Why?
Did you not read what the penalty said?
Well, GG, Luca, you won.
Yeah,
Well,
I wouldn't say so.
The race hasn't even started yet. I don't know.
Nah, shut up.
Bold prediction.
You know, it's easy win for you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabriel. That will mean you're unable to qualify as of this session. But not to worry, man. You're quick. I will say you made do of everyone at France.
You chose the worst penalty.
Well, is either that or strip you of your win? I don't think I should strip you of your win. That was a fair and square one from you. It was just unlucky with that incident. But
Well, that was not that terrible.
Well, I think as for everyone, if you do take someone out, I think the best thing you could do is be a gentleman. Let the driver behind. Let him back through. Want to have a nice and clean race out here. Last week it was pretty good, so let's keep up that momentum. And with 35 seconds left.
Is it going to be single car?
Nope. Multi-car quali, 10-minute session coming up.
Oh, 10 minutes. All right, that's chill.
Can I get a one-lap wave around?
For what? A tribute to the Daytona race?
No, just because I'm slow.
Most I'll do is I'll stay on board with you for a lap. You can have that. You can have the stream tribute.
No, I'm good. I don't need that.
Fair enough. Qualifying should be underway now. Yep, 10 minutes of qualifying. Good luck.
So I'm not getting out of the pits, right?
Correct. Yep. No, you're sitting pretty in the pits. All right, qualifying underway for the second time in this championship. With Brandon Pierce leading it off. Let's get to business.
Yo, can someone take out Luca at the first corner? Like, you know, like do some medium damage. I will give you I will PayPal you $20. Whoever does that.
Well, we're getting.
You can take him out, dude.
The racing is getting too realistic now.
Somebody be my just a little step, you know, on the side.
No. You want somebody to do your dirty work for you. You do it yourself.
I will pay good. $20 is $20, you know.
$20 is $20. Fair enough. All right, so let's get that. Let's get those conversations out the way, and let's get into this one now. 8 minutes, 43 seconds. The guys are not even around to begin their first flyer here. As we watch all the drivers go around. Ooh, Klaus running it a little bit too deep. But it's Brandon Pierce who we are going to go on board with for this first flyer. As he comes around the final corner to begin the first lap. Let's sound it off. Across the start finish line now, looking to turn one. 100-meter marker breaking down into second gear. Get the car rotated through here. 100 kilometers now exiting, power down. Look at the drift as he exits through the corner, hopping over the left side. using all the space you can. A lot of sliding. That's not what you need early on. Brandon Pierce now exiting the first banking of the track now. Over the hilly section of this course, going downhill fast, third gear. Get it turned in. Use all that exit curb if you need to. Back on board, double right-hander. Second one, a lot more tighter than the first. Staying in the middle of the track, second gear. Get in the car, turned in once more. The nose looks good. Exiting. Back straight. It's a very short straight, I'll say. 215 kilometers. Very tight section through here. Exit, power down. And a couple corners to go. Final braking zone. Does he get onto the gravel? He touches the gravel on corner exits. Swoops through. Now, across the line, the time that everyone's going to be chasing. It's a 1 minute, 35.421. Let's see what the drivers behind have to do with that. Martin Webster, across the line, 37.2. Marlon Young, 37.4. Andretta, provisional pole with a 35.2. He's a 10th faster than Brandon Pierce. Marlon Young into the gravel trap, has to take it to the pits. Danny Nasir next in the Audi. Racing across the line now, his time. It's a 37.1. He takes it P3. Up next, George Hall, 37.7. Brandon Smith, a 40. 140.087. We see the likes of Justin Nasir currently on his outlap. So we're going to visit him later. Oh, Luca Andretta, what's going on with him? Lagging quite a bit. Luca, I'll say take a look at that ping. You are lagging quite a bit.
Me?
Yeah, you're teleporting quite a lot.
What? No one else is teleporting for me.
Well, I saw you drifting a lot on our side, so if you got anything running in the background, maybe check that out. I'll let you know if it happens again.
Alright.
A little bit off for Luca Andretta, not anything he needs right now. Brandon Pierce around the final corner once more. We're going to check it out. What can he do here? Coming across the line. Takes provisional pole. Check that out. Brandon Pierce at 35.2, 110. Beats Luca Andretta. Can Luca come back at it? Luca Andretta. No, he cannot. Brandon Pierce winning it that round. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight for pole position. Brandon Pierce, can he take his first pole position? His maiden pole position in his Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club career. Martin Webster, P3 as well. It's shaken up. He's a second down, though. Take a look. That difference between the top two and everyone else. Top two drivers in a whole different league. Take a look. Justin Nasir now. As Justin goes 35.5, 3/10 off the top two drivers ahead. It's a shame Gabriel is sitting on the sidelines for this one. He would have loved to get in this qualifying session. The top three, so close. And our championship
Rahul,
leader studying in the back.
Can I do like a lap and then I will not finish the lap, you know what I mean?
Negative, the outlap will count. Oh, incident up the road! Brandon Pierce!
Sorry.
Making contact with Marlon Young. Martin Webster also
That's right.
off the track. Both X-Play drivers having incidents in this one. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Luca Andretta, another chance. Can he take pole? Yes, he can! Luca Andretta back on provisional pole. It's a 10th. It's almost 2 tenths up. Almost 2 tenths up. We look at Brandon Pierce now. qualifying session this is turning out to be. All right, taking a look at it now. Brandon Pierce getting ready to come across the line. As he does now, he is pushed down. No improvement from him, but take a look at this. Justin Nasir on the ball. Curtis Gregory, P5, great time for him, a 1:37.1. Justin Nasir, is he out for blood? We're coming down to it. 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this qualifying session. Justin Nasir, Luca Andretta, Brandon Pierce, who is taking pole position? Fantastic qualifying so far from the guys here at the second round of this GT World Challenge. Looking at it now, it's Luca Andretta next to come across the line of this top three. Can he extend it? Comes across the line, it's a 0-2-8 he has to beat. Yes, he does! What a time! It's a 34.508! Blistering lap pace coming from the Swiss Superman. Klaus going P4. Justin Nasir has a hard mountain to climb, almost 7/10 down from pole. Can Justin Nasir come back at it? Oh, off the track once more. That final corner.
How much fuel you guys running?
Catching out everyone.
68 total for the race?
Justin Nasir.
Okay.
How can he reply to that time? It's not going to be any improvements. Can the McLaren take down Justin in the Cadillac? Yes, he can! Brandon Pierce, P2. It's a 35.1. Brandon Pierce on the front row, and we are just under a minute in this qualifying session. Already losing my voice here. 47 seconds remaining in this qualifying session. Let's take a look at these other drivers. Jaden Harrison in the fight for P4, also combating with Klaus Klint. Both drivers looking very fast. Jaden Harrison, in fact, very fast. That he's just a 10th under Justin Nasir. Top four looking spicy, I'll say that. Luca Andretta around the final corner once more. He's gonna have one more lap to do it. 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, Gabriel, new PB for me.
New PB we're hearing. Is it gonna be? Yes, it is! A
Only 3/10.
34.160. A personal best, a session best, and a record for this circuit.
If you don't bin it into the wall, easy.
Qualifying coming to an end now. Checkered flag is out. But the top three still on a lap. Jaden Harrison finishing fourth. Klaus in fifth. Justin Nasir with one chance to do it. Can he take pole? Can he take P2? Racing across the line in the Cadillac. No, he can't. It's P3. Brandon Pierce takes it to the pits knowing he does not have to fight. And I am lightheaded after that one. Curtis Gregory, P8. Racing to the line in the Ford Mustang. Stays P8. Luca Andretta on his final lap. The last driver. Is he taking it easy or is he pushing? Oh, he is pushing. Into the gravel. Oh, that might do it for his lap. He takes it to the pits.
Oh, that's it for me.
Oh man, this was the worst waiting ever.
Gabrielle starting last, watching the top three put in some amazing times. Wow. Let's congratulate the drivers. All right, congratulations to your top three. Luca Andretta, especially with that personal best, session best as well. 34.1 for you. Brandon Pierce, P2, 35.121. Justin Nasir, P3, 35.196. Amazing qualifying, guys. Make sure you guys have your strategy set up for the race now. Remember, mandatory pit stop. There is no pit timer, so no pit window, I should say. So you guys are able to pit at any time. Also, remember, there are no VSCs, no cautions of any of the sort for this championship. So you guys are just racing hard. Another thing I would like to mention, if you do have an incident with another driver, you take them out from behind. It is the responsibility of the driver behind to make the clean overtake. So if you do happen to tap someone out the way accidentally, just let them back through and continue your race from there. Qualifying complete. And what a session that was. Already leaving us with so many questions. Who is winning this race? Zandvoort. This Dutch Grand Prix is going to be insane. Standing start.
I'm starting from the grid also, no?
Sorry, Justin, what was that?
Do we have to take tires?
Yeah. So mandatory,
Yeah, okay.
mandatory tire change. And yeah, standing starts. Yeah, Gabrielle, you'll be automatically put on the grid from the rear.
Okay.
Taking a look at it now. The midnight hours here in the Netherlands. Yep, it is time for the Dutch Grand Prix. 1 minute and 22 seconds till the drivers get onto the grid. Last time to make your predictions, guys. Who's gonna win it here? I will say, the last time we were here.
Wait, Gabriel, your car, how much fuel does it use per lap?
2.2.
2.2, and how much fuel are you taking?
75.
My car's using 2.3 liters, but I only have to take like 65.
Oh.
That makes no sense.
I used the calculator, it came out like for 69, and then I'm using plus more, you know.
No, I just have...
That's what the drivers discussed there for a moment, and yep. What a qualifying that was. The top three looking very spicy in this race. Will Luca Andretti storm away with this one? Will Brandon Pierce have something to say with a race under his belt? Will the returning Justin Nasir have anything to say about that? What will Gabrielle do from the back of the grid? So many questions, all to be answered in moments time. Round 2, it is the 2024 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club GT World Challenge, and it is next from Zandvoort. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. The drivers lined up on the grid. Who's winning it? For the Dutch Grand Prix. It's round 2 of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. With the drivers lined up on the grid, we welcome you out here. If you're tuning into the stream, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you missed out qualifying. Well, we're going to take you through the standings right now. Starting with our pole man, Luca Andretti. Starting off on pole position in the Porsche. We follow that off in the McLaren, Brandon Pierce. Starting off in P3, though, it's Justin Nasir. P4, Jaden Harrison. P5, Klaus Clint. Then it's Martin Webster, Danny Nasir, Curtis Gregory, George Hall, Marlon Young, Brandon Smith, Fotis Pagalis, Lance Nasir, and Gabrielle starting from the back with his penalty. 37 seconds to go. With the drivers all lined up in the midnight hours for this Dutch Grand Prix. Let's line ourselves up at the rear of this one. The drivers lined up. 20 seconds to go. And with the lights on, for the second time in this championship, let's sound it off. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights for the second time. We go racing for the Dutch Grand Prix. Great start there from Luca Andretto. Big crash in a car already on its roof, upside down. It's a Porsche back there of George Hall. They go side by side. Brandon and Justin Nasir. There you see Jaden Harrison in the rear there, trying to get some moves up on the inside. Can't get it done as they go through the banking. Let's go trackside. Early on, Justin Nasir trying to complete that move. Jaden Harrison on board with him now, watching him in the back. Still side by side. Brandon, though, getting the inch ahead. The McLaren stays up. Justin trying to get past him as soon as possible before Luca Andretto books it out of here. Oh, but Justin, a correction there, gets it done. Gets it corrected, losing one, losing a second position maybe. Martin Webster up in there, trying to get the position under Jaden Harrison. Jaden going wide, bump from him. Chaotic start here at the Dutch Grand Prix. Yellow flags early on. Brandon Smith facing the wrong way. Jaden Harrison losing that position early on to Martin Webster. Martin defending hard in the Jaguar. But this is a long race, folks. 45 minutes. Positions being made in the background. There you see Gabrielle already up in the P8. But chaotic scenes early on in this race. Car upside down from the grid. How the hell did that happen? Unfortunately, we don't have the replay. Well, we'll tune it in after the race. Jaden Harrison in the Mercedes. Oh, it's contact! Was that a second move? I'm not too sure what has happened there. Did Martin defend a little too much? Marlon Young in the pits. Martin Webster, X-Play, another disaster in this GT3 Championship. Marlon Young in the pits. Is it a retirement? Is he still in it? I'm not too sure. Let's go back up to the front. Oh, Fotis, hold on a second. Spinning it and retirement. Retirement from Fotis. That Nissan GTR is going to take it to the pits. Back through the order now. Gabrielle already in 6th position, ladies and gentlemen. But Justin Nasir finding the space now. On the inside, the door was left open. The Cadillac goes through. Justin Nasir second. But the McLaren back on it early on. Brandon Pierce in it. Justin defending, going on the racing line. Brandon having the inside. Does he dive it? No. Brandon stays back. The Australian loses the position to the Canadian of Justin Nasir. Justin, 2nd position. Jaden Harrison behind them in the Mercedes, trying to close up that gap. But behind them, though, in 5th, Gabrielle already in the top 5. Can he pull the last to first? A proper last to first. Almost looked like he was going into the pits. I'm not too sure. It did look like some heavy defense coming from Martin Webster. I'm really not too sure what that was all about. Maybe it was a second move. You're only allowed one defensive move. And if it is found that Martin Webster reacted to Jaden going for the move, that is reactive defending. That is a big no-no in the world of motorsport. Jaden Harrison, however, doing very good for himself, already on the rear of the McLaren. That Mercedes is working out here tonight. Martin Webster, though, into the pits now. But meanwhile, we look at this battle. Let's go rear camera of the McLaren. So a little bit obscured from that wing. Let's go on board with Jaden now. Justin Nasir up the road just there. Hasn't breaking away. Breaking away. Man, I cannot speak. There's so much action already going on in this race out here. Chaotic start, and we're only 5 minutes in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a show this evening here in the midnight hours. Battle for P3. Brandon Pierce holding off as much as he can against Jaden Harrison. Meanwhile, while Jaden's getting held up, Gabrielle able to close that gap. On board, back with Jaden Harrison starting the next lap. 35-0 for Justin, 35-7, 35-2, 34. Very deep goes Jaden Harrison. Gabrielle in it. Trying to get a move. We head back into the Discord. We are now able to hear the drivers. So far, very quiet in there. But Brandon Pierce not quick. Holding up almost these guys in the back. Trying to keep this P3 dream alive. Meanwhile, Jaden Harrison loved to give the pressure in this Mercedes, fighting for the podium.
Yep.
I figured out why I was so slow on entry on that corner.
Great.
Gabrielle does not care. He's in it right now. Luca and trying to say, hey, I found out why I'm so quick. Gabrielle only focusing on the two drivers ahead of him now. But this battle for P3 cooking up very well. What's up? We have Hardcore and Anderson Baiano in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Jaden Harrison, meanwhile, touching the gravel. Here comes Gabrielle in the Aston Martin. Almost a sitting duck side by side. Coming into turn one. Trying to close that gap early on. Still in it. Ooh, still door to door. The Mercedes trying to fight hard. Keeping the nose in there. Still side by side through the banking section. Looks like he's able to get it done. Danny Nasir, retirement. And there was contact, I believe, between him and Klaus, maybe? I'm not too sure. Still the battle up front. Jaden Harrison looking for a move. He's lost it, but he wants it back eagerly. He had a shot fighting that McLaren, and I think he's just going to have to tuck in.
That was a good fight, man.
Retirement from Danny Nasir. What happened to him? We're not too sure. Is Justin hiding his power level, or is Luca just that good? Love me some Dragon Ball. I'm not too sure. Well, we do know early on in the race, if you were there from the start, Brandon Pierce got the jump on Justin Nasir at the start, and Justin was forced to stay behind the McLaren. And as you see, that McLaren does not look as fast as the top two drivers, as any drivers around him. I don't know if it's the McLaren, the setup, not too sure, but Brandon's a very fast driver, and he's keeping the defense up very high. Checo would be proud, but I'm not too sure if it was because of that Justin had to suffer 3 laps behind. But there you see those times, 35-0 from him. Gabrielle sending it on the inside. Optimistic move from Gabrielle. Nothing can be done there. Gabrielle having to tuck back in. A hard, long fight. If you haven't tuned in from the beginning of the stream, you would know Gabrielle had a penalty he had to serve. End of grid penalty. He started in last position because of the contact between himself and Mike Van Dorn in the first round. Since he won that race, we left him with the win with a huge gap. He earned it, but he had to serve his penalty. He did. At the beginning of the race, we saw a Porsche on its roof, the quickest I've ever seen a car on its roof in my life. We're really gonna have to check that out, what happened. Meanwhile, though, we have 35 minutes of action-packed racing. Hope you're loving the new broadcast look with the new leaderboard, because this race is just so awesome. You just gotta be looking at the cars up ahead. I haven't blamed you if you haven't checked out that leaderboard. Gabrielle, though, still trying to find a way past that McLaren. Jaden Harrison, ultimately back in contention. Lap traffic for Justin Nasir. Up the road, I believe that could be Marlon Young. Martin Webster, maybe? Martin Webster. But looking at this battle back here, do we see another dive bomb? Yep. Oh, the gap was there. He sent it all right. Can Gabriel stick the move? Oh my goodness, he can. Gabriel takes the position. Lick the stamp and send it. Shout out Daniel Ricciardo. What a move. Gabriel is on the podium. Next up, Justin Nasir. Lance Nasir, though, trouble. In the wall, hard in the wall. Looking for him on track. I think they're going to pass him. You're going to see him on the left side. There he is. Hopefully he does not reverse back on the circuit. That would be very dangerous. Danny Nasir in the pits, reconnecting back. Possibly disconnected from the server, not as much as a retirement. That's a huge shame for him. Still more yellows coming from Lance Nasir. Trying to get that car turned around. He has the space to. So hopefully he can. Meanwhile, though, a bit of a wiggle on a quarter exit from the McLaren. Sent it from a different zip code, man. I agree. That was an insane move. Jaden Harrison, though, trying to catch up. Oh, contact! Jaden Harrison letting the position back. Gentleman-like of him. He knows it will be a penalty. A potential penalty if it's investigated. Jaden Harrison doing his due diligence. Almost similar to what happened between Gabriel and Van Dorn. Oh, who is that in the pits? That is Danny Nasir. Danny Nasir having issues on pit exit? Not too sure what that's all about. Meanwhile, though, we're watching the fight for P4. Jaden Harrison trying to find a move past that McLaren up the road. Sees the gap. Looks at it. Oh! Side by side. Through this section. That's going to end early on. Jaden Harrison swipes the door closed. On the McLaren. Gets the move done. And the Mercedes can sail away now. Getting the move done. Finally, Jaden Harrison can start his charge up the road. Ooh, a little bit of a slow entry before Gabriel saw him for the moment. But an amazing battle. Can the McLaren punch his way back in this battle? Now, similar to what Jaden was going through earlier, the dirty air behind all these cars really affecting them. And meanwhile, I will have to say this, Jaden Harrison right now live streaming on YouTube on the JD VFX channel. Let me tell you about his title. CMRSC GT Challenge Merc, and in brackets, slow. Well, that Mercedes does not look slow at all on the front straight now. We'll take a look at those times. Justin Nasir, personal best at 34.891 for him. That Mercedes is working like a charm, I will say. P4 for him. 7 seconds, though. The gap between Luca Andretta and Justin Nasir. The top two drivers whose points counters are at 0 because they did not take part in the first round. However, Gabriel did. And with Gabriel third place, he's going to extend that lead. No sign of Sean Lee in here. Brandon Pierce, who did finish P2, currently P5 in this one. Ooh, a little bit of the grass for that Mercedes there of Jaden Harrison. Still a chance that McLaren can come back into this. But action through here. Gaps are slowly opening up. Brandon trying to stay within a second. No DRS for you here, sir. Not the right series. Danny Nasir, unfortunately, a lap down, 2 laps down. But it's the top 15 that scores points, so everyone is guaranteed points for this race. You just got to take and go. Meanwhile, let's take a look at these times. A 34.4 from Luca Andretta. What a time. 34.4 from him. Justin Nasir, 35 for a second down. And a 34.8. Gabriel is closing up on Justin Nasir. Justin might find himself in a bit of company. Very interesting. You know, 2 years ago, we would be saying Justin would be like 8-10 seconds up the road the landscape of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club drastically different than what it used to be 2 years ago. Back then, Justin used to dominate. In today's world, it's Luca's game. The face that runs the place currently leading this race. Didn't mean to be a rhymer there. 2.6 though between Gabriel and Justin Nasir. What is going to happen between these two drivers?
Oh, holy hell.
Gabriel reacting, not too sure. Almost making a mistake, possibly. The rear end is fishtailing out quite a bit. But he looks good so far, I will say. Yep. Looks fine. 2.4 the difference, and it is closing a lot. Justin Nasir. Trouble. Marlon Young. What's happened to him? Rotating it. 360 on the track. Brandon Smith in the Brabham, just finding himself out the way. Marlon Young gonna lose a position because of that. And he's gonna be hard on the charge. 1.8 though. Gabriel really closing up very quickly against the drivers up ahead. Can Gabriel take it to Luca possibly? I mean, he has Justin to go. But with his pace, he could be in the fight. Meanwhile, Marlon Young, Brandon Smith, side by side. Trying to get that move done. Yes, he does. Marlon Young gets his position back up into P8. And Brandon Smith have anything to do with it? No, he cannot. Stays back. Only 18 minutes, 19 minutes complete in this race. And check this out. Gabriel absolutely blistering pace to catch up to Justin Nasir. He was 2 seconds at the beginning of this lap. And at the end of the lap, he might pass him. Justin Nasir struggling? Or is he just not as fast as the competition around him? But how is this fight gonna turn out between Justin and Gabriel? Last time we saw Justin really put his elbows out 2 years ago, Okayama against Sander von Leeuwen. Oh, he's already looking for the move early on. You see him setting it up. He has absolutely sent it down the inside. A different postal code I'll take from you, Steven. Gets the move done. Are you serious? Has Gabriel put the AI difficulty to easy? I'm not too sure, but the send out of nowhere.
Yeah, I like mega overheated my tires with that slide.
Justin Nasir.
There's no point fighting it.
Claiming his tires
Oh, you
overheated.
let me pass. I wanted to bait you into the mistake.
Yeah, I made the mistake the lap before when I hit the curb and killed my tires. Yeah.
I know.
So while we heard that radio
I've seen it in this corner, no?
Yeah, I hit the curb and it did some weird thing. I didn't even hit it like differently. It just kind of slid out, did its own thing.
While we're hearing that team radio, Lance Nasir
Tires are
trouble
really
as
going
well
off.
as Brandon Smith and Marlon Young. Marlon Young finding the gravel. Brandon Smith, is he stuck? Okay, I thought he was stuck there for a second. Marlon Young did bring out yellows for a moment. Brandon also trouble, as well as Lance Nasir. Not too sure what had happened between them, but yeah, Gabriel, beautiful send down the inside. Justin Nasir with
But
overheated
you picked
tires.
up the pace really fast, so good for you, man.
Yeah, I was surprised. Once I got into the race, it was a lot easier to like figure out what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, for me, like, I feel like the no qualifying hindered me quite a lot.
Yeah, coming through the field and it got strung out.
Brandon Smith coming in for his pit stop, 25 minutes, 24
I
seconds
need to
left
get
to
into
go.
my rhythm.
But Gabriel now in second position.
I've been struggling with rhythm the entire race.
I need to catch that skinny boy.
Gabriel has set his sights and has made it very clear he's on to Luca. Telegraphing those overtakes from miles back. People can't do anything about it. Yeah, I'm surprised. You know what this looks like? Gabriel's attack through the field felt like a Max Verstappen, where everyone just realized, all right, it's Max, just let him through. He's not your race, because he'll just get past you one way or another. That's what it's looked like for Gabriel. He's really had that Verstappen treatment. But at the same time, a lot of drivers do have a reason to let him go. Others trying to fight back. As we did see between Jaden Harrison, really put his elbows out. Brandon Pierce really fighting. Danny Nasir off the track once more. And speaking of those two drivers, Jaden Harrison, Brandon Pierce, in the middle of no man's land.
You Justin? Nazir? Or how? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You should race more, man.
Yeah, usually. I mean, the last couple series, I really haven't done anything. I kind of took a break from driving altogether.
Well, now you have competition here.
I got some new equipment. I mean, I won't be racing next weekend because I'm going to do the iRacing Rolex.
Fun to hear Justin come back, but it's a lot more funnier when two universes collide together. It's like Infinity War when everyone was coming back, meeting each other for the first time. Gabriel getting to know Justin Nasir, introducing himself while they're in the middle of an intense race between them. That's just the comedy out here. You only get that at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. That is too good. Curtis Gregory in the pits now. What's up, SSG? In the chat there. Gregory in the pit, exit out. Getting his stop complete. But there you see a lot of drivers who have made their stops. And speaking of which, Luca Andretti coming in. So yeah, that yellow marker that you see in that leaderboard is the sign. Oh, hello. Missing his box there. Is going to lose him about a second. Oh, and Justin has decided to come in. Decided to pull the undercut. Does he miss his box? Nope. Oh my god, he did! Oh wow, he did by big time. Oh wow. Yeah, that pit box is a sharp angle, losing even more time. So Justin Nasir, Luca Andretti both jumping their boxes, with Justin not getting the worst of it. But the Porsche back out. More yellows coming from Lance Nasir. Oh my goodness. Lance Nasir barely getting out the way. Just about. He's having trouble there. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That is my heart beating at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That was very close. Lance Nasir, overheated tires, trying to get the power down, almost flicking it in the middle of the road. That would have been an airplane crash. What can you do when Luca's putting in fastest laps at will? Seconds up the road. I agree. Lance Nasir, more trouble for him. What is going on with that Cadillac? He stopped on the track. There goes his teammate. I'm really not sure what's going on. Trying to get the car fired up? He has some space between himself and, I think, Danny Nasir, but very, very strange. That Cadillac
my God, the new tires feel so good.
Well, one Cadillac is having trouble. It's having a lot of trouble. His teammate, Justin Nasir, is having a lovely time. The car is now coming back to him with some fresh tires. Brandon Pierce coming in for his stop. When will our new race leader, Gabriel, come in for his pit stop? He had 11 seconds to himself and Luca Andretti. Existential crisis, possibly. Swapping over shots through here. So the only two drivers to make their stops, Jaden Harrison and Gabriel. Ignore Fotis at the bottom. He did retire early on without heading into the pits.
Marlon.
So pit exit, Brandon Pierce, Klaus
Marlon.
Clint. Marlon Young getting out the way for
Could have
him.
done it better, dude.
Gabriel. Always trying to get past everyone as soon as possible. But he's got 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes. A, to pit, and B, to find a way to beat Luca Andretta in this race.
Where is the pit entry line though? Because I don't see it.
Right at... yeah, it's
After
on
the
the
bank.
exit. Yeah, on the... after the exit of the final corner, just make a dash to the right, and you'll see the line.
I know, but where is the line? Where is the pit limiter?
I have no clue.
I think it's when you go through that little, like, it's like that little chicane part. It's like right on the exit of it, right before the boxes start.
If you want to be safe,
So-
you can probably slow down to 80 right when the wall begins.
Yeah. Just don't be like me. I completely missed my pit box. I was the first one. I hit the line and it popped up and I was like, well, I can't make this.
So it's after the king there. Somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Gabrielle, that is what happens when you don't practice your pit entries! No way we're gonna see a penalty. A speeding penalty from Gabrielle. No chance, right? Right? Oh, somebody's in the gravel. Who is that? P10. Not too sure. Lensness here, though, isn't it? But we're gonna find out now. Is he going to come in? There's your pit entry. Brake, brake, brake. After the chicane. There he is. All right, he's in. So, honestly, didn't lose any time. Does he miss his box? Perfectly in there, and he's in. So, this is it. Jaden Harrison will inherit the lead of this race, but all eyes are on Luca Andretta. He's gonna get past him, guaranteed. But it's how big of this gap is gonna turn out to be by then. Gabrielle pit exit now. And with 17 minutes remaining in this race, it's 8 seconds. Who is that? I heard somebody in the gravel.
The second time you screwed me, Martin.
That's to say, not too happy with that. And Gabrielle, not the best place to be out behind lap traffic. I know we would love to be in clear air, but 10 seconds. So he saved about a second, so I was right. Luca did lose a second during that pit stop phase. But now, 10 seconds in about 16-ish
I'm driving like I've forgotten how to drive.
minutes.
Mate, come on.
Oh,
That was
contact! Almost. Gabrielle really trying to hustle now, cannot afford to lose time. To himself and Andretta. Which there you see him in the Porsche. Jaden Harrison. Does he go for his pit stop? The last driver to make that stop. Nope, still out. Justin Nasir finding out that he might be a bit rusty coming in this race. I think he possibly sent some practice laps offline, but getting back in the groove is Justin Nasir. Next week he'll be in that Rolex 24, not with his former teammates. Losing off the top of my head. As there you see stopping almost on the track there, letting his teammate through. Casey Kerwin, that is the name I'm remembering. Justin Nasir, teammates with Casey Kerwin. Of course, if you don't recognize that name, Casey is one of the fastest NASCAR iRacing drivers. Won the Coke Series, I believe, last year or the year before. He has a couple under his belt. Very quick driver. And Justin is teammates with one of the fastest iRacers in the oval scene. Justin is not going to be racing with him this year out. He'll be with his other teammates. Gabrielle's going to be in a higher split. Gabrielle is in a different split to everyone, I will say, but no. His former teammate is going to be in a different split, so Justin's going to be with some others. So we wish him best of luck. He did win it 2 years ago. Wonder if he can pull it off again. 14 minutes, though. And we are still awaiting the pit stop of Jaden Harrison, which he's just trying to extend that gap as much as he can to possibly wedge himself P4, possibly. 34.7, though. That is the fastest lap of today's race. Sorry, apologies. The fastest lap for Gabrielle, the fastest lap for
Man,
race
you
is
just
that
completely ignore blue facts.
34.2. Martin Webster trying to get out the way. Getting back on. But good news is Gabrielle is with some clean air. 11 seconds, 13 minutes. That is a very, very tough task unless Luca catches up to Jaden Harrison and possibly fights for him for position. It's gonna be it's gonna be very difficult to challenge this one, especially when he started from the back of the grid. But to finish P2, if he does, that is more than enough, clearing the competition in this championship fight. Gabrielle looking for his first championship in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, with a race ahead of the likes of Jaden Harrison, Luca Andretta, Justin Nasir, and a couple others. 3.4 seconds, though, is Luca, as he puts in a 34.8. Let's see what Gabrielle does. Is it any improvements? 34.8 he has to beat. It's a 34.9, so a bit identical. Slower that time. Not what he needs. Meanwhile, Luca is closing up that gap to the leader of Jaden Harrison before Jaden has pit. Jaden running that long strategy, not worrying about the top three. He knows it's just unobtainable for him at this stage. So we'll have to find out how it looks later on. Luca catching up, though. 2.5 to the leader. What an event this race has become. But this championship is far from over. As next week, we head to the Temple of Speed. It is the Italian Grand Prix. We go to Monza for the third round of this championship. Another high-speed circuit. Brandon Smith getting out the way for the top two. And there he goes, the Mercedes into the pits, almost slapping into the BWT sponsorship, as his car himself is sponsored by BWT. There you go, Jaden Harrison. A lovely run from him. Let's see where he ends up. 4th, 5th place. Remember, he was fighting with Brandon Pierce early on. So we're going to find out what happens to him. But that now means every driver has made their pit stops and can now race to the very end. Jaden Harrison still in the pits, exits out now. Rev up, there you hear the McLaren up the road, gets past him. All right, here we go. The chase is on. It's Jaden Harrison versus Brandon Pierce. Fight for P4. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, the difference. 10 minutes for them. That is a battle that can definitely come to the very end of this race. Danny Nasir in for his stop. Bit of a shame for Danny. Disconnection early on in this race. Can't forget about the chaos that we saw. And we did get some news in the paddock. Coming from George Hall. Crash at the start. I had to look in the replay. And it looked like a racing incident as we both went towards the middle. Because of the cars in front, slow start. So we both had the same idea. It was just the wrong place, wrong time though. All good, I went flying. And great commentary. Thank you so much, George. And yeah, that is a very interesting incident that we saw. A car on its roof in the air seconds after the lights have gone out. That is just too good. Meanwhile, 2.5, Jaden Harrison with that fresh rubber. Has 9 minutes to pass the McLaren. How is this fight gonna turn out? The McLaren's doing pretty good for that P4 spot. Can he hold on? Championship-wise, it would be nice if he could finish in 3rd position. Always staying with Gabriel, finishing a position behind, but finishing 2 positions behind shouldn't be too shabby, but finishing 3, well, you might have a bit of a long road in this championship, I will say that much. Coming down to it, though. 8 minutes to go. We have been racing for 38 minutes, 42 seconds. That's all come down to this. Another late race battle with Brandon Pierce. Sign me up, please, and thank you. Brandon Pierce, of course, we can't forget, on the second to last lap of the French Grand Prix in the first round, he passed Sean Lee for P2 as they were fighting all race long. Brandon, another kind of similar story, fighting Jaden Harrison all race long. A strategy call that definitely separated the two. But there you see those positions being made. 0-13. That is insane. 1 position made for Justin, 9 positions made for Brandon. 1 position for Jaden. And there you see the rest. But we're coming down to it. Hopefully, once again, you guys enjoy this new layout that we have here. The active live timing boards showing different stuff, layouts, intervals, gaps, fastest laps, last laps. It's awesome, man. I love this thing. And there you see the fastest laps of this race for each of these drivers. 34.251 for Luca Andretta. Still stays the fastest lap of this race. Followed by Gabriel's 34.6. That's Justin Nasir, 34.7.
Thank you.
Not too sure what that was. Was that the Audi of Danny Nasir? Yes, it is. Letting Gabriel go. Gabriel's hopes and dreams of winning this race sadly coming down to an end. And there you see Lance Nasir the last time we visited him. Flashing the headlights. And there you see Lance Nasir letting go of that. Meanwhile, though, I think it's time we stay and enjoy this battle. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you love this race this far. And like the stream if you haven't already. We are on course for 500 subscribers. It would mean the whole world if you can help us hit that goal. Yellow flags for Danny and Lance. Both drivers separate from each other. Meanwhile, though, these two guys are going to find themselves up with lap traffic. How is this going to turn out? Can Brandon Pierce possibly use a lapped car to put him in between himself and Jaden to keep that P4? 5 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Jaden, though, might have the advantage. Nope, has to tuck behind. The slipstream, though, working like a charm in the Mercedes. into the braking zone. And there you see the Cadillac. Oh, nowhere to go. Cadillac stays to the outside. Both of them get through clear. Looking to the inside. Amazing turn-in from Jaden Harrison in the Mercedes. Looking to the outside. Can he pull a switchback? Trying for it. Nope. Not this time around. Lets the car flow out. Looking for a move now. Has the outside. The door is slowly being shut. There's a little bit of space. Jaden having to back out now once more. Couple corners through this section now. Jaden Harrison looking for another move. He's going to have the front straight. Oh, losing out. Can't hit the apex. Is Brandon Pierce, Marlon Young, and Pit Road. Onto the front straight. Can Jaden take a page out of Gabrielle's book and send it? Might look a little too far this time around. Back onto it though. 4 minutes to go. Hopping over the curbs. This is where Jaden has always found pace against the McLaren. There you see how quick he can put the power down. Can he get alongside him? The McLaren trying to hold on for dear life. Not yet. The Mercedes has to back down. Trying to find some sort of space. Into the double right-handers once more. Your fight for P4, ladies and gentlemen, as Brandon Pierce very wide through there. Jaden, can he swoop around the outside? He's alongside him, almost losing out. Back on board with him. A lot more closer this time around. He has the nose. They're side by side. Can he hold on? This first corner is not going to favor him. No! He doesn't need to. Brandon Pierce is going to back out of the move. And Jaden Harrison moves up into 4th position. That McLaren really fighting hard to keep that position. Could not at the end. Jaden Harrison takes P4 with 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Up the road, though. There you see Brandon Smith. Ooh. Almost getting in the way. Brandon backing out. Can the McLaren fight back, though? 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes to go. McLaren with amazing qualifying pace just could not put it on pace here. And what has gone on here? Lance Nasir facing the wrong direction, gets it rotated and back down. Meanwhile though, back on this fight here, Brandon Pierce trying to find a last ditch effort, an opportunity to get past Jaden Harrison. Danny up the road. Lap traffic for Jaden Harrison to get past. This is a chance for Brandon Pierce as, oh, a little bit deep through there. Just a minute and 3 seconds to go. Is the fight for 4th position still on in this race? Here you see Danny hopping out the way through there. Lance Nasir, more trouble. Trying to rotate that car. There goes Curtis Gregory. Haven't seen him all race, as well as a couple other of these drivers. Taking a look at them. Klaus Clinton, the Ferrari P6. Curtis Gregory, 7th. Martin Webster, 8th. Brandon Smith, 9th. Marlon Young in the pits once more, 10th. Danny, 11th. Lance, trouble for him. Almost in the middle of the road. Trying to get out of the way. Yes, he does. 25 seconds in 1 lap for the leader. The McLaren 8/10 behind. And still looking at any opportunity to get this move done. 7.65 seconds. And with that, 2 to go. 2 to go, I think. Luca Andretti crossed the line. I'm not too sure if he crossed the line before the timer expired or after it. If so, he would either be on the final lap or there's 2 to go. We're gonna have to find out at the end of this
You have
lap.
enough fuel, Luca?
Yep.
Lucky.
I always overfuel by like 2 or 3 laps. Just in case.
Man, for some reason,
I have 1 lap back.
Gabrielle just wishing anything could happen, any miracle can be pulled off in this race for him. But it doesn't look like it. Luca Andretti knows he's got plenty of experience. And here in sim racing, one of the first leagues he's entered was us early on last year. He'll get his 1-year anniversary, I guess, in a couple months' time. Or a couple of weeks' time, I will say. Meanwhile, though, 1 second the difference between 5th position and 4th position. But we look back at what a drive this Porsche has delivered for us. The other Porsche found himself facing the wrong way, upside down in the air. Is this it for Luca Andretti? Does he have 1 lap to go? He comes across the line. Yep, that's it. Luca Andretti takes his first win of 2024. And what a race it was for him. Gabrielle next to come across the line. P2 for him. Next up, Justin Nasir. What a race he's had. Welcome back to Sim Racing, sir. Your first race of 2024, finishing on the bottom step of the podium.
Yeah, good job.
Cross the line. Last but not least for this battle up the road
man,
here.
for some reason my
Brandon
CPU
Pierce,
started
a little
to...
bit far from the guy ahead. Jaden Harrison is able to hold him off. That Mercedes doesn't look that slow because Jaden Harrison's gonna pull it off, finishing 4th position for him. Brandon Pierce is gonna have to settle for the top 5. And with the top 5 all across the line, it's Luca Andretti who takes the W for the Dutch Grand Prix. Wow. Unbelievable. What a race that was. That was a fun one. That was a fun race, I will say. Loved it. Luca Andretti takes the W. And there you see him. Let the smoke show go off. The invisible smoke show. As that is your race winner. Fantastic, fantastic effort. From Luca Andretti. We'll get to hear him in a moment's time. Drag him through. Let's look at the top 3 though. Luca Andretti wins it, followed by Gabrielle and Justin Nasir. What a race. Let's go talk to the top 3, starting off with Justin. Justin Nasir, amazing race for you. Welcome back to Sim Racing. Welcome back to CMRSC. A 3rd place finish for you. How do you feel after that one?
A little bit to be desired, to be honest. I really figured out where I was losing my time, like, in the back half of the race, and it was already over at that point, and I was like, shoot, if I'd known this from the start, I probably could have been competitive, but, because, like, I figured out where I was losing quite a bit of time in the last sector. I was losing in that, like, chicane before you get to that last, like, double right. I was losing like 2/10 to every lap, and I figured it out with like 3 laps to go, and I was like, there's just no way I didn't figure this out before. So I was throwing away quite a bit of time there, and just how to drive the car. I kind of figured it out as I went, because I'd really done like next to no laps. So it was just kind of a learning curve. I figured it out once it got like further into the race, but I lost a little bit of time in the pit stop. I came in the pits, and my pit box was the first one, and I was not ready for that. So, but I don't know. It was an easy P3. I really didn't have to do too much. Once I got past like the initial start, it was just pretty much just me racing my own race with the racetrack.
I
didn't quite have the speed.
Second half of this race, you did have the car under control. How did the car feel overall to you?
It wasn't too bad. I was struggling with the rears as the run went on. But outside of that, it wasn't bad. I probably needed a couple more laps. I really only got like wheel settings dialed in probably like right before Q to where I liked it, and I had to get like everything monitor wise so I could see, and then I missed audio, which was a big one, so I couldn't hear the car on the initial start all too well with everybody around me. And once I got out of the pack, it was a lot better. It was more manageable. I could actually hear when to shift and everything. And once I got my shifting straightened out, I picked up some time, and I mean, I had the pace like every now and then, but it was not consistent enough to really compete for the win. But that could change as I get back into things. I think that was just more rust than anything.
Overall, though, I think it was a fantastic result to come back into sim racing and finish in a good 3rd position. The competition is looking a bit stiff. Last time you were here, you were the man to beat. Nowadays, it's a little bit of a different landscape here at CMRSC. Are you looking forward? First off, are we going to be seeing you in some future races to possibly continue these guys?
Probably, definitely not next weekend. I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few people with the iRacing Rolex 24 next weekend. But the weekend after that, probably I will be here.
Well, that's awesome.
And going forward from there, most likely I'll be here most weeks.
Oh, can't wait, man. It's happy to have you back. How's the wheel feeling?
Wheel's good. Wheel's good. Just kind of, figuring things out, and I got some small kinks I got to work out. Like, I got to open my wheel up actually after this, and my connection for my paddles was loose. So at the end of the race, I was trying to shift, and nothing was happening.
Awesome.
I did that for the last 3 laps. It did that like 3 or 4 times. So I'm gonna have to open it up and reconnect it.
Well, get that tuned up. Good luck on the Rolex next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. It's looking like I also got to work on the power in my room because my power strip is flickering.
Oh, okay, yeah, that might be an issue.
Yeah, so I'll have to take a look into that, but in 2 weeks' time I should figure things out.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Let's talk to the next couple of drivers. Good one there.
Thanks.
All right, speaking with P2, let's find him now. Gabrielle, we have you on the mic. What an event that was there for you as well. Great results on the board. Last to second, not so shabby. Gabrielle, take it away.
Well, thank you. Well, there was no chance to catch Luca. I felt really confident. I mean, in practice, I think I was much faster than Luca. I mean, yeah, I was beating him lap time wise and as also race pace wise. But then after I overtook everybody, my game started to, for some reason, I had like 45 FPS the whole race till the end. So I raced in VR, so I was even getting dizzy because it was really choppy. And yeah, well, I was somehow managing and still being on pace with Luca. I think I could have gone faster, but I would have had no chance to catch him. He had already like 12-second lead, so yeah.
You were racing on VR, that is correct. How bright did it feel? Was it very dark in the cockpit? How did it feel while racing in this nighttime hours?
No, it felt great. I mean, it looked good for me. Yeah, the racing was great, but for some reason it started to drop like really badly, the FPS. I don't even know why, because usually if the graphics wise it's because of the GPU, but for now it was for CPU, so I don't know what happened. Probably just maybe overheated or something. But yeah, it looked great. The cars feel really good. Like, I think they feel really close to real life. Of course, I haven't driven them in real life, but they feel great. They are grippy. Now, for some reason, the high fuel, like the high fuel compared to qualifying, the pace was not that big like in the last race where I was slower by 1 second each lap. Now it was only like 2 or 3 tenths compared to the qualifying pace.
But you did manage to pull it back, though, I will say. And the pace was looking a lot better throughout that race once more. But yeah, penalties served, and you are still leading this championship by a far, far margin. Any last words you'd like to say, especially to those championship rivals you got slowly building up?
Yeah, well, for me, it was great to race against Justin. If he would have practiced more, I think he would have gave me a bit of more trouble. Even now it was big trouble, but to overtake him, but even he gave me more trouble. And yeah, my main goal for now is to beat Luca in every race. That's my goal. Shep, unlucky that I had to start at the back, but yeah, the penalty was fair. But yeah, I'm ready to beat Luca and just really destroy his racing confidence.
Can't wait to see it, man. Congrats, great result.
Yep, thank you.
We're gonna get our first place man up here. Luca, Andretta. Welcome, new room for you here. That was another incredible race from you. You managed from the very start just to check out of the hotel and you were gone, sailing home free. Luca, another race for you. How was that?
It was a good race. I mean, I was lucky that Gabriel had the grid penalty from the last race. It is not very nice for him, I guess, but for me, I mean, oh, Gabriel's here. Well, hi. Yeah, I'm happy you got the grid penalty, I guess you could say. But yeah, no, I was struggling with the car in practice, and quality wasn't. I mean, from the times, yes, it was great, but if Gabriel would have qualified with me, he would have definitely been quicker. I was just altogether struggling with the car, mostly with braking in the corners, like end of sector 1, start of sector 2, those few corners. The car would get very, very loose and very like snappy immediately. Even changing brake bias to the front and stuff, it would still just, yeah, it was very, very unstable. I did all I could, but yeah, and then mid through the race or so, I finally figured out how to take those corners properly and brake properly. So I'm gonna take that knowledge with me to the next few races and hope I can just keep my pace going.
You have an uphill battle to go up against Gabriel. He has a win over you, but now you got the win back. Points are going to look a little bit closer than they were the last time out, but you're still a long way of getting this title. How do you feel in this championship? Do you think there's a chance you still got it?
I mean, if Gabriel sits out a race, I might be a chance. But if Gabriel gets P2 every single race, or if he gets, I mean, he's probably not going to get P2 every race. He's going to get P1 and P2. It's going to be a big fight between each other, unless we get some more competition from outside. But from what it seems with the points, I can't really say, because we are both very, very close in terms of like skill and pace. So it will just depend. But I can't say who might win or who not. But I'd say no to myself.
Well, you have an uphill battle to go through, but plenty of rounds as well. You got 4 rounds to catch up. That's plenty of time, and we've seen you done it time and time again, or you've just dominated race after race. There could be some hope at the end of the tunnel, but it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a long and hard journey, but I can't wait to see how this championship fight pulls up between both of you. Congratulations on that race win. First race win of the year. Definitely many to come.
Thank you.
All right. You guys can stay here. I'm going to exit out the chat. You guys are free to go back in the other race chat if you'd like to chat up there. Yeah, end of the stream here.
Yay.
We're going to let them talk amongst themselves. What a race. What a race. What an event. Wow, wow, wow. Another classic CMRSC race done in the books. Yeah, insane. Speechless, almost. to how that race turned out. But yeah, incidents, I will say, we only had a crazy incident at the start. Stewards are going to look at that, and you're going to get those results at the end of the week with the points, and any other news we'll let you know. But yeah, that's going to do it here for the Dutch Grand Prix. Next week, we go to the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix. It's Monza, baby. Cannot wait to get that one underway in just a week's time. But that's going to do it here for Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club out here at the Dutch Grand Prix. 2 weeks under our belt, 4 rounds to go in this championship, and then we head to the special event of the Daytona 500. That's in the month's time. We say goodbye, though. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Gotta give a big shout out once more to the BCRC group. Thank you so much for allowing us to use these fantastic mods. And yeah, that's gonna do it for us here today. We'll see you in just 7 days' time for Monza.
You're the superstar above me when the sun goes down. The one and only who could light this town. And when you're feeling like you're burning out, I will remind you that you're a superstar and you don't need a golden crown. 'Cause everybody needs a hero now. And when the weight is like £1,000,000, I'll stand behind you. 'Cause you're a superstar, superstar. 'Cause you're a superstar, superstar. 'Cause you're a superstar, You're the superstar and you don't need a golden crown. 'Cause everybody needs a hero now. And when the weight is like £1,000,000, I'll stand behind you. 'Cause you're a superstar, superstar. 'Cause you're a superstar, superstar.